Hello, everybody, and I would like to thank my wonderful subscribers. Hello, everybody, and welcome to part 2 of Glee Horrifying 2 Babysitting Horror Stories. Last time we did the first 2 videos, and today we're going to be finishing it off with part 3 right now. Story 3 by Dan. Who are you, Dan? What do you like, Dan?
I was 21 when my sister asked me to watch her kids overnight while she and her husband went to a wedding a few hours away.
Oh, your sister.
I'd babysat my niece Emma and my nephew Lucas plenty of times before,
Yeah?
so it wasn't a big deal. Emma was 6, quiet and sensitive, and Luke was 9, more talkative but still easy. They live in a normal suburban house in a quiet neighborhood not far from our childhood home. My sister walked me through the usual routine before they left, since this time I'd be staying overnight.
Okay.
Leftover Chinese food for dinner, and no scary shows, and bed by 9.
Oh, 9 is actually my bedtime too. I don't really like Chinese food though.
Me and Emma sometimes got nervous at night and might call for me once or twice.
Why?
After they left, the kids and I ate in the living room and watched a movie.
What was it?
It felt like a completely normal night. Around 9, I took them upstairs. Their bedrooms were across the hall from each other, with a bathroom in between.
Good.
I tucked Emma in first. She asked if I'd leave her door open a little and keep the hallway light on.
Oh.
Lucas just rolled over and told me goodnight like he was already half asleep.
Good, that's one kid
and
down.
turned on the TV, keeping the volume low so they wouldn't hear. Around like 9:30
I would just be on my phone.
I heard footsteps upstairs. I figured Emma needed something. I started up the stairs, but before I got halfway, I saw her walking along the balcony toward the top step.
What did that mean?
She was standing there in her pajamas, looking down at me.
Hello?
I asked what was wrong. She said I already came in her room and told her to go back to sleep.
What?
But she hadn't been able to. I stopped on the stairs and told her I hadn't been upstairs since I put them to bed. She thought I was joking at first.
No.
She said I stood in her doorway a few minutes ago and told her everything was fine in a whisper.
No.
I told her maybe she was dreaming it.
Maybe, but
walked her back to her room. I checked her closet and under the bed, even though I knew nothing would be there.
Okay, well, I'm happy you checked. I'm happy that you checked and you didn't even have to be asked whether or not you should.
She finally settled back in, but she kept watching me as I left, like she wasn't convinced. I went back downstairs, feeling slightly uneasy, but still telling myself kids mix dreams with reality all the time.
Yeah, maybe.
About 20 minutes later, Lucas came down, rubbing his eyes. He asked why I came into his room. I felt a chill go through me. I told him I didn't. He said I stood by his dresser and looked at him, then walked out without saying anything.
Oh, God.
I tried to keep my voice calm and told him he must have been half asleep, but now this was weird.
Two kids did the same thing.
Instead of going back to bed, he stayed next to me on the couch now.
Okay.
That was when I started to really listen to the house.
What did you hear?
Every small sound felt louder. I turned the TV off, and the silence literally made my ears ring.
Ooh.
Lucas noticed me doing this, and I think it started to scare him when I told him to
Okay, well, you shouldn't worry the kid.
I heard something upstairs. It was light footsteps running, and then I saw her running across the balcony upstairs, and then racing down the stairs, screaming Uncle Dan a bunch of times. When she got to the living room, I asked her what's wrong, and she started crying, saying there's someone upstairs.
Okay, get a weapon.
This was around the time my heart really started racing.
Get a weapon.
They weren't playing a little kid prank on me. She was crying genuine tears.
Duh.
I asked her why she thought there's someone upstairs, and she responded saying someone came in her room again and said goodnight, but it didn't sound like me.
Okay.
I think by now, I was internally freaking the fuck out.
Okay.
But I told them to keep calm. I didn't want Emma to cause Lucas to start crying now too. I told them to wait down here. I'll go check upstairs and be right back. And that's exactly what I planned to do.
Okay. So, what you should have on you is that you should have your phone on you, and you should have a weapon with you. A knife, a bat, a blunt object, anything will do, as long as it can incapacitate someone. Okay? The phone is just taking me to call 911. Because we know that if you toll too late, man, the guy's already gone. You're never gonna see the perpetrator again. So what you have to do is you have to call 911 early. Okay?
But I wasn't going up there without a weapon at this point.
Good.
I went to the kitchen, secretly grabbed a knife, and placed it in front of me as I walked back into the living room and then up the stairs.
Okay.
The kids were still on the couch.
I would ask them to hide in the
balcony
bathroom
that overlooks the living room. I did a little march as I walked across it to try to make them laugh, but it didn't work.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't.
As I passed the balcony and into the upstairs foyer that led to the kids' bedrooms, I can't iterate enough just how much I wasn't expecting what happened next.
What?
I heard something in Emma's room.
What?
I peered inside
What
and thought I saw something or someone. I quietly said hello so the kids wouldn't hear, but I wasn't expecting someone to respond.
What?
In a very weird, high-pitched voice, yet still sounding like a grown man, someone said, "Aren't they just so special?"
No!
The voice sounded like it belonged to someone with mental issues.
You didn't have to say that.
Not fully there. I then realized what I was seeing in the bedroom was a really tall person.
What?
Standing next to Emma's
What
bed
the
now.
fuck?
I guess like 6'4". They looked to be like 6 inches taller than me.
God!
My heart was in my throat.
Oh, God!
I turned and ran down the stairs and grabbed the kids. I told them, "Put your shoes on now, we're leaving." And
no, you don't need to give a shit about the shoes. Run!
We saw why. Peering around the wall, up the balcony upstairs, was this grotesque-looking man doing peekaboo with his hands toward the kids.
Oh, God.
I said forget the shoes and ran the kids
Good.
outside with me in their socks. We ran to a house a couple doors down where I saw lights on inside, and I rang the bell 5 times. The lady who answered knew Lucas and Emma.
Good.
I introduced myself and quickly explained the situation. She let us in immediately into safety. I got on the phone with 911 and stood on the front porch of this couple's house.
You should have called 911 ever since when you were getting the knife. Because I have a feeling as soon as you got the knife, you acknowledged to yourself, hey, Dan, this is a real person who might hurt us. So at that point, you need to tell the police. Even if it was it was a dream. Even if it was a dream, I would rather take the chance and tell the police. Because, nothing really happens if it's a dream. But if it isn't a dream, you might have let him go.
I was watching my sister's house, and as I saw that man casually strolling out of her house, walking down the walkway into the darkness of the street in the opposite way, the 911 operator told me not to engage him in any way, and that officers would be there soon. But boy, do I regret listening to that operator.
What?
I should have followed that fucking creep down the street. I should have been a man and beaten him to a pulp. But realistically, I didn't know if he was armed or not. And based on his voice, I choose to believe it was some mentally handicapped person who simply walked right into the house. I stayed on the stoop watching the man until he disappeared down an intersecting street. And I told the operator which street it was. She kept making it seem like the cops would be heading down that direction. But it took so long for them to arrive that by then, that man was gone. Possibly into one of the houses in the vicinity for all anyone would know.
Oh, God.
I wasn't happy with the response time, and I let the police know that. I went into my sister's house with them to investigate, and nothing seemed out of the sorts, nor was anyone else inside. Of course, given the circumstances, I drove the kids home to my parents' house with me that night to sleep there. We weren't going to sleep in that house that night regardless. And of course, there was somehow blame put on me that the one night I was watching them, someone breaks into the house. However, I firmly believe that man was in there before I even got there.
Really?
I did not go needlessly unlocking doors or anything like that. Ever since then, my sister and my brother-in-law have been nuts with the security cameras.
They should be.
They have at least 6 all over the house, inside and out. But honestly, who can blame them after this?
I can't. But, that is the last story. Maybe he was mentally handicapped.
I stood by his dresser and looked at him.
I don't know, it feels messed up. The way he said it, sleepy as hat. But then again, there isn't really any proof that he planned to hurt them, is there? He does peekaboo. He said it's okay. He says they're special, aren't they? Those are all weird, but I can't really say he's a pedophile from it, can I? But yeah, no, if he's 6 inches taller than me, I would be terrified too. But yeah. I don't think he could have wandered into the house. Unless a door was unlocked from the beginning, it seems like it would be very hard, as a mentally handicapped person to just, enter a house, you know? Not much else to say about this one. There were better ways of handling it, but I mean, you did your best. I really wish that a lot more of these stories had, ending where, oh, they were taught by the tops, you know? Yeah, you did still have a horror story where the perpetrator gets what's coming to them. But, yeah. I think that is all I have to say about this episode. And I hope to see you guys next time. Bye!